I'm Vicky Van Sommeren, the queen of fucking everything. And I run the bike show for London, Paris, Milan, and the rest of the world.
When I first started riding motorbikes, there was no other women. I didn't know anybody that rode a motorbike that was another woman.
There's no getting around the fact that it was boys' club. And the women who have been riding 20 years before me, they've experienced it tenfold.
Yeah, very sexist, misogynist, very, the club culture of like, women are property and they never ride, they're never part of anything, they don't own any, it's very horrendous, actually.
And women still, I think, get a hard time, as a girl pulls up on a bike, it's a big bike, guys are like, oh, is she gonna drop it? But you know what, I think this scene in particular is supportive of women riders.
I think the coolest thing I've noticed about this show in particular is there's more female bike builders here as well. So it's not just riders and girls like us that make clothes, but girls that are wrenching and building their own bikes and showing them.
My father had like 60, 70 bikes in the yard. I was probably 15 or 16, where he told me, he said, hey, if you could fix one of those bikes in the back, you could have it. People don't really care too much about my gender. They care more about the product. But for me, my gender, I've had a very lucky experience. And I know a lot of women have not. And I empathize with that. And I also am trying to help change that the way that they're trying to change it. And men are following suit. The men are participating in this, in this social change just as hard as the women are. I feel like they're helping because they realize that it's important.
I see way more women on the road. I see more riding groups pop up, and I see a lot of it on social media, which is great. That's where a lot of people are connecting and where we encourage people to connect as well.
There's a big buzzword all over now about feminism and women doing it for themselves, and I think motorcycling has just maybe become a part of that. I think it's kind of like a good timing thing.
We have the potential to change the industry for the better. Women are fitting in a different way. They're exposed directly to stories of other strong women who are coming up on their own and doing this. But right now, you're dealing with a lot of women who are best known for Insta fame, and that's dangerous. They're riding, they're racing, they're doing really interesting things, but it's really easy to write them off.
Looking at some of the more trendy Instagram photos and things for women in motorcycling that are happening right now, you can look at it as an extrapolation of old easy riders in a negative way, or you can look at it in a positive way, because they're not draped on the bike not moving, they're riding it themselves.
It's a fine line to get a woman on a motorcycle to empower her as well as the machine. And I think a lot of my fellow photographers actually fallen down at that, whereas being a woman and shooting women has actually been a lot easier for me than it maybe would be for one of my other colleagues.
It's more about women opening up motorcycle riding to other women right now, and the community that I've met through that is just amazing.
We did not mean to start Babes Ride Out at all. Ani and I have been friends for a little while, and we wanted to go camping together. And then we decided to open up to everyone, so all women. So we posted a really shitty Instagram flyer, and before you knew it, we're getting messages from girls from all over the United States. It just grew exponentially as we used social media to reach out and try to meet these ladies. It just creates this kind of like safety bubble. No one's cooler than the next person. We're all the same this like one weekend. To see like a 6-year-old grandma hanging out with like a 21-year-old girl that's like, they're having a beer together and talking about where they ride, who they are, what they do. And
I mean, the idea of teaching women how to ride, or at least giving them their first go on a bike, me and the girls kind of got together and said, well, our boyfriends taught us to ride in like Asda car park. What do girls do if they don't have a friend or a boyfriend that just has a little bike that they can give it a go on, but they really want to get into it?
My thought was create a network that's based in something deeper than Instagram hashtags and a t-shirt you can buy for $10 and actually connect these women. So yeah, we look like we're having a blast on social media, but it's so much deeper. It's truly a network.
With the younger generation maybe of motorcyclists, it's a little bit less like you're a female motorcyclist, you're a male motorcyclist, we're all just motorcyclists. Like,
right.
The distinction is not so important anymore, which I think is really cool.